So I'm going to try and talk you through my 3 favourite sessions. The first one is complex, so I'll try and explain it as best as possible. So we're looking at a rectangle, so like that. It doesn't have to be this part of the pitch, but it makes sense if you do have an area like this because it is representative of what might happen within this session. And then we have mini bazooka goals or pop-up goals in all the 4 corners. In here is a square. It's up to you on the size of these. You can make it bigger, smaller. We normally go with a 10 by 10 and it's 3 teams. So on the outside you will have maybe the Reds, and then we have the Blues there, and then in here you'll have the Yellows. So the job of the Yellows is to try and do 10 passes in that small square. What the Reds and the Blues do is nominate 2 players to go in who rotate each time to try and stop them 10 passes happening. If the 10 passes happening, that's the game done. The game stops and we restart again. So in that small area, we're looking at combinations, 1 touches, bounce passes, everything like that, keeping the ball under pressure. Now this is the key. If the Yellows lose it, so the Red or the Blue win it, the job is to come out and pass out here. And what that creates is 2 teams, the Reds and the Blues versus the Yellows. The idea of the Reds and the Blues now is to combine 20 passes within the larger area with the Yellows chasing. So the small square is no longer in place. So the reason I like this session is it goes from small, compact, can we win the ball or can we keep the ball, to large, which happens in the game. So that's it. Once they've done 20 passes, the idea is to do a 1-touch finish into one of the 4 goals and that's done. So it's really high, lots of touches, high impact, defending, tackling, keeping the ball under pressure, working hard. And there's a reward in here because if the Yellows do their 10 passes, they don't have to then go and do the bigger picture. Every time the ball goes off, we restart here. I normally say to the Reds and the Blues, you get to make 2 attempts at your 20 passes or scoring a goal. Once you've done that, if you've not done your 2 attempts, then the Yellows come out and another team goes in. So my second session is a little bit easier. If you take this as the pitch, however you mark it out, whatever area you've got, if you've got a quarter, a half, a full size pitch, whatever you've got, you can do this session. This is a shooting session. It's 1v1 with goalkeepers. So you will have the Blues here and the Blues here in this corner. We have the Reds down here and red keeper. You can rotate the goalkeepers every time a goal goes in or every couple of minutes, whatever you want to do. The game starts with a freebie. So the Blue comes down here and has a shot at the goalkeeper. They can shoot from wherever they want. If you're looking at long shots, you might say you get more points from scoring in your half or around the area, depending on how big the area is. Where the transition happens, as soon as this Blue has come out and shot, the Red is immediately triggered as soon as the ball is dead. So they've had a shot, Blues have had a shot, the ball's off the pitch and we've gone, the Red can go. Blue now defends and goes forward. Reds are trying to score in here, but the Blue can transition and have another go. So if the Blue nicks it off the Red, they can score there and it continually rotates. The kids love this session. The key for me though is the scoring. Okay, so I set out a big cone, little cone, little cone, little cone, big cone, little cone, little cone, little cone, big cone. Ball on this cone. Every time you score, so if the Blues score, they move a cone and their idea is to get the ball on this cone. So every time they score, they get a point and move forward. And same, if the Blues score, they go this way, or the Reds, sorry, they go that way. What that allows you to do is the Blues could be on this one away from winning the game. There's still motivation for the other team to work as hard as they can, because if they score a couple of goals, you're back to the start and you get a fresh start, and that's how that motivation goes. So my third and final session is 4 corners. So if we look at the pitch again, it's up to you how you set it up, the size, what size you've got. I understand that some of you might have a really complex small size to work in, so it's up to you. We're looking at 4 squares in there, so if we put the blues in, first of all, blues in there, and then out here we have the yellows. You can go anywhere, yellows can go anywhere, blues are restricted, reds can go anywhere, blues are restricted in there. That's how it is. The idea of the game is the reds combined pass into a blue, that's a point, and then the blues can play back to that team who regain possession. The idea of the game is to reach a total of 5 passes in and out with the blues. So if this red passes in here and the blue passes back out to this red, the red can immediately play in the blue. It's all about transition in terms of getting the ball and can we switch it. So it's all about switching play. One of the challenges that I make to our players is, can you switch it from one half to the other? So for instance, if this red's on the ball, can they do a long lofted pass or whatever pass they feel is appropriate at the time into that blue? That's worth 3 points, so they're already on their way. So that encourages switching play, also encourages short play. We talk about if you see it, do it. So can you pass into a blue? It's good transition as well because the yellows are working really hard, putting them under pressure. Essentially it's 8v4 in there, but there's lots in there. The kids love it. There's lots of transition. Once you've reached your total of 5, then the blues come out and you put another team into the squares.